scary tale story.
I always thought those stories about don't go out at midnight were dumb. Then the sirens came at 11:58 p.m., low and groaning, like an old animal dying in the street. I was sitting in my apartment, 8th floor, eating cold noodles, half watching TikToks when the lights flickered. Then the emergency broadcast blared, but it wasn't the usual weather warning or Amber Alert. It was a single sentence repeated in a slow, gravelly voice. Lock your doors. Stay away from the windows. Midnight. Body harvest begins in 2 minutes. I laughed, thinking it was a prank or ARG. But then I heard my neighbor in 803 screaming and slamming her door, fumbling with locks. The hallway lights went out, replaced by red emergency lights. I pulled my phone to record, but the camera wouldn't open. Only the black screen with the faint reflection of my face, eyes wide, twitching. At 12 o'clock a.m., everything went silent. I thought it was over. Then I heard footsteps in the hallway, heavy and wet, dragging something that sounded like a trash bag across the floor. I cracked my door, stupid, I know. But I couldn't help it. I saw them. They were tall, maybe 7 feet, cloaked in black robes that pulsed as if alive, but you could see things moving under the fabric, lumps pressing against it, trying to get out. They moved methodically, door to door, tapping 3 times, waiting, then using long, curved blades to slice open the locks if no one answered. 803 opened her door, sobbing, hands up, begging. One of them took her hand as if gently. I thought, maybe they're helping. Then it yanked her forward, pressing a black, pulsating claw over her mouth, and I heard this sucking sound like a straw at the bottom of an empty drink. She convulsed, eyes rolling back, skin sagging in seconds. The thing dropped her to the floor, limp, her face frozen in a half scream. It looked up at me. I swear it saw me, even though its hood was empty, just darkness inside. I slammed my door, locked it, pushed my dresser in front of it. My phone kept buzzing with emergency alerts, but every message just said, "Stay hidden. Midnight body harvest will end at dawn." They kept moving down the hallway. I heard other doors being opened, some people begging, some trying to fight. The screaming would stop quickly, followed by that wet slurping. I didn't sleep. I sat in the dark, clutching a kitchen knife, listening to the occasional soft knock on my door. Once the handle turned slowly, then stopped, as if they knew I was there, but didn't care enough yet. At 3:17 a.m., the alarms blared again. I peeked out through a crack in my window and saw them moving down the street, hundreds of them, carrying what looked like bodies wrapped in thin gray film, loaded onto trucks that hissed steam into the night. The trucks had a symbol, a black circle with a line through it, like a shut-eye. Then I saw the people who went willingly. They came out with hands raised, smiling, following the robed things like they were hypnotized. I saw children, too, skipping beside the robed figures, who held their tiny hands gently, leading them into the trucks. At dawn, the sun rose pale and watery, and the trucks left. The robed things dissolved into black mist that seeped into the sewers. They left the bodies they didn't want. Some were husks, crumbling like old paper. Others were just gone, leaving clothes on the floor like the person evaporated. I checked my phone and saw a notification. Thank you for your cooperation. Midnight body harvest complete. Your district's quota has been met. Outside, the city went back to normal. The buses came, people walked their dogs, joggers avoided the piles of clothes on the sidewalks. No one talked about it. At work, my coworker brought up football scores, ignoring the empty desks. At night, I started seeing them in my dreams, standing at the foot of my bed, tapping 3 times on the frame. I woke up with scratches on my arms, small black dots under my skin that move when I press them. They say it happens every 5 years to keep the balance, but no one knows what that means. Some say the government made a deal with something older, deeper, that needs bodies, or souls, or whatever we are when we're afraid enough. I've started hearing the sirens again, even though the next harvest isn't supposed to happen yet. Last night my phone buzzed at 12:01 a.m., and the screen showed a single message. Ready for early collection? I don't know what they're harvesting or why they leave some of us behind, but I think it's worse to be left. I can feel them watching, counting, waiting for me to open the door. If you ever hear the sirens at midnight, don't look outside, don't open your door, and whatever you do, don't answer when they knock.
Like and subscribe to Scary Tales Story for more horror tales that will haunt your dreams and keep you checking the shadows.